Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
49 faces looked to him in triumph. Over the last 12 months, they had each taken turns and promoted his business for a week at a time, driving over $987,342 in revenue. What if you had a network of 50 centers of influence who promoted your business every week for a year? Grab your copy of the #1 Amazon best-selling book, The Ultimate Guide to Growing Your Business with a Podcast, at 33% off the Amazon price by going to ultimatepodcastbook.com. Again, that website for 33% off the Amazon price is ultimatepodcastbook.com. Welcome to the podcast. This is your co-host, Seth Greene. Today, I've got the good fortune to be joined by Diane Strand of JDS Productions. She began her career as a producer for theatrical productions, moved into Main Street entertainment, television, went a whole bunch of other places that we're going to talk about before spending decades working in our wonderful field of video and media productions and marketing. Diane, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Seth. Excited to be here.
All right, so I got to go back in time. You got started as a theatrical producer. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I started as a theatrical producer because I was an actor and I wanted to get myself work. So I started producing theater to bring myself and all my unemployed actor friends to the stage so we could all work. And then I found myself loving behind the scenes and never wanted to be on stage anymore. So I started producing and directing and writing from there. And, now I find stages in other ways.
That is fantastic. I believe if my notes are correct, you worked on General Hospital, Friends, Veronica Closet. Then you were an in-house staff producer for Walt Disney, Universal Studios, and the Staples Center. Tell me a little bit about that briefly.
Sure. Well, as I was working as an entrepreneur back then, I started doing some writing. I sold a screenplay. And I was quickly told when I thought that I could become a supervising producer on the screenplay that I had written. I didn't have a bachelor's degree at that time. And they said, no, we don't hire anyone at Showtime without a bachelor's degree. And I went, okay. And I was never going to let anyone tell me that again. So I finished my bachelor's degree and I came out and worked on shows like General Hospital. I was timing the show in the director's booth and doing production coordination. And then I went on to work for Disney and Universal. I worked on Friends and General Hospital. I said General Hospital already, but then at Staples Center, I was building the high-def control room, which was functioning all of the live streaming from Staples Center, whether it was Lakers, Kings, or Avengers games over to Japan to give them the entertainment. But then we also had the contract for HBO and pay-per-view, and we were doing Eric Clapton concerts. I produced a couple of Barbra Streisand concerts at the Shrine Auditorium and was working in the mainstream industry when all of a sudden I decided to make a switch and worked a little in corporate video. And I never really even knew what that was, but it started impacting and making a huge difference for me on a marketing and communication level. And I never looked back from there and started moving into entrepreneurship after that.
Well, congratulations. I'm sure the longer version of that journey could be in a book somewhere if it isn't already. Tell us about JDS Video and Media Productions and what you do and who you do it for.
Well, JDS Video and Media Productions, I've been an entrepreneur for 21 years, running that company with my husband, my partner in life and business. And we do corporate marketing and communications, internal and external communications, training videos. We work for the city of Temecula, big companies like Abbott, and we work for the school district, whether we're making informational PSAs or training videos, helping people market and communicate. Of course, we do a lot of social media and different kinds of things that go with content creation. And it's just really spawned off from there into lots of different things that I'm sure you're going to ask me about. So I'll let you go to your next question.
Awesome. So who is an ideal client for JDS?
An ideal client is anybody who is really looking to market and communicate. We do work much more on a custom budget, working with bigger corporations, whether that be in the biotech or the medical industry is one of our specialties that we work with and get through a lot of FDA things and working with that, as well as working like with cities and governments, and creating television shows is kind of one of our specialties as well, to put together packages so people can be able to market and leverage their own things through television shows, whether that be a company show where they want to bring in guests. A little different than the podcasting world. We do some of the podcasting as well, but we specialize much more in the broadcast television world.
Awesome. And then when you say like producing a show, if I'm a company, what does a show mean? What does that look like?
Well,
is it internal? Am I using this as a training piece? Is this going out to the world and trying to get more people to buy our products or services? Tell me more.
Well, it would be set up similar to what you would do in a podcast situation where you would bring in experts to talk on your show. Whether you're looking to make money off of those experts who are coming in and wanting to market, we've put shows together usually for organizations like economic development organizations who want to bring in and highlight the different businesses in the region to talk about what they do and how they are supportive. It's a very soft marketing sell that you're doing. You're setting yourself up as the expert in what it is that you're doing, and then bringing other experts on to really be able to put that messaging out there. We also work with people who want to create different kinds of shows. Like I'm in Temecula, which is part of wine country. So we have influencers who come to us and want to put together things for the wineries. And we would do their production and help them with the marketing and the strategy behind that to be able to distribute their content, create the content, and then distribute the content.
Awesome. You've been doing this a long time. What are some of the biggest mistakes you see people making when it comes to trying to get something like this done, and how are you helping them avoid those mistakes?
Well, I do work with entrepreneurs a lot, and I'm a true believer that you can make it in this industry and work in it. You need to be, besides the technical skills, you need to really work on those soft skills. You need to understand client management and being able to take their idea and then concept that into something that would work. A lot of the mistakes that I see is a lot of the young people who come out of college, they have a camera and they think that they can go out and make a marketing video for someone, but you have to really understand the concept. You really have to understand the storytelling behind it and the messaging behind it. The camera work, yes, a lot of people can make really pretty pictures, but if you can't put pictures together to tell a story, then then you can't really work in this industry.
That makes a lot of sense. You've achieved great results for clients over the last couple decades. Can you give us an example of a company and what they came to you, like what the project was and kind of how it turned out?
Sure. Well, one of my favorites is what we do for Abbott Vascular, which is a national company. Their headquarters are out of Chicago, Illinois, as well as they have corporate headquarters in Northern California, as well as down here in Southern California, where I'm at. And they do what's called a customer appreciation event. So they fly us all over the country to go meet their customers. They work in the medical device industry where they put things in people's bodies to help save their heart. And so we get to go meet these individuals who have their product inside of them. We make videos about them, about their life and what they do. And then we produce similar to what would be like a Dr. Oz show. It's a live event at one of the big hotel venues that we produce, and we then bring all of those people here and they come on stage, but we create all the content. It's about a 90-minute production, and we probably supply about 50 minutes of it in video content, and then we produce all the live interviewing and custom graphics, the set design, the light design, and then we truck that show up to Northern California, and we do it internally for about 5,000 Abbott employees. And that's one of my favorite events that we do. We've been doing that for 6 or 8 years now for them. Another great is the training videos. When we just did one for the city of Temecula where I closed down all of Old Town, we brought in the police, we had them speeding down the road because there's supposedly an active shooter at the city, and we're being able to mock it and bringing out all the cops and doing some fun video work just to be able to show what it would be like if an active shooter ever walked into the city government.
Wow, that is amazing. Your passion is obvious. What do you like best about what you're doing?
I love the creativity. I love the storytelling. I really am a storyteller. I also like numbers. So that is another thing. You know, I do all the budgeting and put that together, but sitting in the concept development aspect and telling the story. And then my favorite part of production is the post-production side, to see it all come together, sit in the edit bay and go, wait a minute, I think if we just made this small little change, it would change everything. And it does. And then I'm like, oh, that was my eye.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations. You've accomplished an incredible amount. For our folks who are watching and listening, where is the best place for us to send them to learn more?
Well, you can always find me on all social media at the hashtag JDS Family, Diane Strand. I'm all over the social media platforms as well. And we do love to help creatives, whether you're a creative and you're looking to launch. I can teach you video production, soft skills, and technical skills. Or if you're a business and you need a little bit more creativity in your marketing, we're here to help you do that as well.
Awesome. Well, this has been Seth Greene for Sharkpreneur with Diane Strand from JDS Productions. Diane, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody, for watching or listening. We will talk to you or see you next time.
Why do so many businesses struggle while others seem to explode overnight? Do you wish you had the secret to this type of exponential growth? Now, I've scaled more than 20 businesses to over $100 million, and it's not just luck. In my new book with Mark Tim, Mentor to Millions, you'll learn the repeatable framework I use in all my business ventures for massive success. Order at kevinmentor.com and get over $1,000 in bonuses. Head to kevinmentor.com.